If you follow this channel, you know that Indiegogo is quickly becoming a battleground for a lot of creators. Well, actually, only a certain select group of creators. We've recently seen things like site-wide processing and confirmation issues. You've got terms of service changes, and even those terms of service are vague and inconsistently applied. Recently, we've had creators bumping heads with the trust and safety's customer happiness agents, and that's going back, I guess, to the beginning of 2022. Recently, now starting in November, we've seen a bunch of creators. I think it's up to about 17 or 18 now, have seen their campaigns shadow banned, effectively either not appearing in the trending section, just to be able to found by browsing, or even being able to be searched for, even on Google. Now, we can't say for certain why this is happening, though, when we look at who it's happening to, and we see that as far as we're aware, still, we're now 3 weeks in, all the campaigns that seem to be most heavily affected are related to this community of YouTubers and people on Twitter and everything that we know as Comicsgate. So the circumstantial evidence for why this is happening is certainly mounting. People have offered different alternative explanation that it's all about terms of service violations. Uh, if that's the case, all I want to see is this happening to other campaigns that have nothing to do with Comicsgate, not even comics, whatever it is. But most importantly, if that is the case, why the radio silence? Complete radio silence from support. I have a friend, Camel Moon, who has a book, was out. It's supposed to still be campaigning. But unfortunately, he had a situation where he reached out to Indiegogo because he wanted to change his campaign length from 60 down to 30, and then he'd be able to extend it. They said that's all fine, we can do that, just let us know before the campaign ends at 30 and we'll get it set up. He reached out to them, got no response, and then when it ticked into InDemand, now they're saying all of a sudden, no, we can't do that, we don't have that capability. So this is a bit of a unique situation, but the point I want to make here is he was able to make contact with customer service. He was able to speak to Indiegogo. Now that happened a couple of days ago, and he got a response within a day or so. There are people waiting on these visibility issues, on these shadow banning issues. There are people such as myself. I've been waiting 2 months. People have been waiting longer. Certainly, all these people who are properly shadow banned over the last, well, since November, I don't think any of them have received anything back from, maybe a couple got a boilerplate response saying this is being kicked up to the trust and safety group. But that's it. So yeah, it seems like when it comes to these visibility issues, these shadow banning issues, complete radio silence. And I asked the question, if it is a terms of service issue, why? Why not just say, well, you broke a terms of service, deal with it? Why aren't they saying that? That's a mystery to me. So last night, actually, before I want to get to someone who might not be aware of how Indiegogo works, I want to show them the in-demand function. It's probably the best thing Indiegogo has going for it. It means that after your campaign period is over, it will essentially just roll right into a store, an online store. So you don't have to set up your own website. It still keeps all of your numbers there, so you get to see how much more. I mean, it's really a fantastic offering that Indiegogo has above its competitors, mainly like Kickstarter. Essentially, it's a massive deal. We look at on my first campaign here. I made $30,000. Most importantly, gained over 500 backers in the in-demand period. It's a big deal, huge deal. A lot of people as well, a lot of backers only back during in-demand, because if it's in in-demand, it's so much closer to the delivery date. Some of them wait until the thing is actually being delivered. You don't have to close your campaign down. You can keep this thing up while these things are being delivered and fulfilled, and then people can just back it. It actually functions a lot more like a traditional web store in that sense. So yeah, massive deal, right? When you when you open a campaign, this is my new campaign for the Lucent Painted Death. I didn't touch this area. This is already ticked. I don't need to do anything. You don't actually need to opt in. It's automatically opt in. To opt out, you would have to untick this and then hit save campaign. So I just want to put that forward because last night, Frog G, this is the first campaign that we're aware of that received an outright shadow ban. You could not search for this campaign. They had it ticked. Not only did they have that opt-in ticked, they checked it twice, and two different people were able to check the status of it twice to make sure that, yes, this campaign should roll into InDemand after it closes. Well, last night that didn't happen. You can see here, this is a very different screen. Frog G, Voodoo Gods and Magic closed. It is no longer taking backers. There will be no more money or backers put into this campaign. End of story. That's it. This has never happened before, and this is a massive deal. This is a serious escalation. Because there's no telling how much money and how many more backers this has cost this campaign. Now they have to seek an alternative, whatever that is, and they're probably scrambling right now. So what's happening here? Is this just the latest in a long line of technical issues that Indiegogo has been going through this year, or is this trust and safety shenanigans? Here's what it looks like to me. It very much at this point looks like Indiegogo wants to do the bare minimum for certain creators. There's someone or a group of someones at the company who just want some of us to just go away. Just, we don't want you anymore. We're not going to ban you outright, because then there's the possibility that you might look like you're in the right. We're just gonna do the bare minimum and hope that you just leave of your own volition. I know there's a lot of creators and backers after seeing everything that's been going on these last 3 weeks that, yeah, they want to abandon Indiegogo altogether, because there's that the argument like, well, why would I give money to a company who doesn't want us there? I mean, I understand that sentiment completely. Here's where you might disagree with me, and I know I'm gonna hear about this in the comments. By not backing on Indiegogo, you're not really hurting Indiegogo. These are pretty small campaigns in the grand scheme of things, but you are hurting creators, especially if those creators have no other avenue, at least right now, to sell their books through. So, like, if Indiegogo has decided that we are their opponent, and something I learned from back in my poker days, if you discover what your opponent wants you to do, you do the opposite. That's how you win. And yeah, that's why I think we should actually, if this is what it looks like it is, we should stay here. Stay until they kick us off outright. If Indiegogo has become a battlefield, that wasn't of our doing. We've been singing the praises of Indiegogo for 5 years straight now. Yeah, so I don't think ceding even more ground is the correct course of action for us to do. It's just like on Twitter or YouTube or any other platform really that we use to grow our audiences. None of these corporations are our friends, but we use them. We expand our reach, we expand our influence, and we profit off of them, hopefully. But of course, I mean, I understand the sentiment completely. I understand. And it's going to be a firm no from a lot of people out there who are seeing this BS, which is why I also at the same time encourage every creator to, if they haven't already now, start now looking for whatever alternative they're capable of, whatever's within your possibility of you to do, whether it's another crowdfunding platform, the bigger ones, the smaller ones, whatever it is, or your own site. We saw Mandy Summers recently did that. She's not a massive YouTuber like Eric July, but it worked. Maybe this Frog G thing is a one-off glitch. Maybe. Both Cordrath and Ghosts of Matacumbe Key, which were similarly shadow banned, did roll into InDemand. Fingers crossed this is just some one-off glitch. There's a lot of one-offs happening recently. And they all seem to be happening to the same group of people who all hang out in the same area on YouTube. But anyway, like, even if this situation gets fixed, I don't know. Are you guys feeling it? I'm feeling like the honeymoon is over with Indiegogo. We've probably been thus far way too complacent with this site, or just with how we operate our businesses, how we operate crowdfunding in general. So maybe that's the sort of silver lining in all this. If you're trying to find a positive from all this, it's that this is definitely obviously going to open up a possibility of competitors' sites, competitive crowdfunders coming up. We're already actually starting to see that happen. There's a new site called Crowdfunder. There's other alternatives like Zoop. Hopefully, there'll be more in the future. But yeah, my message is, in the face of all this, let's continue to grow, push ourselves out there. Let's push out even into places where it's becoming clear and apparent that the powers that be don't want us there. Operate by what I like to think of as my new favorite adage is be undeniable. I do hope that hope after hope that Frog G is able, the team here, Frog G and Jason and Inkspots, are able to get this fixed. I don't have a great hope that that's going to happen, but I mean, fingers crossed. Who knows? Tell me what you think. This is going to be a hot button issue. I can tell, at least for a while yet. So yeah, please let me know what you think in the comments, and also give the video a like, subscribe, get the notification bell on, all that other good stuff. I will see you on the next one. All right, guys. Bye.